Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Welcome to our episode 22, I believe.
21, I think. 21.
Okay, so we will see if it's 21 or 22, but perhaps 21. We're getting lost, guys. That's a good sign. We felt inclined to talk today about authenticity, revolving around what is authenticity, what leads to it, and why is it so important at this point to embrace it and to honor it. So yeah, we're gonna go with the flow with this one, and I'm gonna let Miruna share the introduction of how would she describe authenticity whatsoever.
Thank you so much, dearest one. And actually, if it's not 21, well, if it's 22, maybe it doesn't matter. It's the present moment right here and now. Definitely going with the flow in these times. So we were inspired to bring the topic of authenticity because it is talked about, but not quite specifically, and also it can mean something to one person and really mean something to another person depending on the level of their perception of oneself. So what is authenticity in my perspective? In my perspective, to be authentic means to be true to one's soul in every moment. So when I say one's soul, I mean not to one's ego. So for example, if I have a mask, we have spoken about egos and masks, and a little bit. If I have a mask that is rooted in fear, because usually why would we have a mask if it's not rooted in fear, and I decide to be truthful to the mask, that for me is not authenticity. That it just means defending the false you. So if we were to talk in truth and false, it's the opposite of being false. And when I say false, I don't mean it to be judging. God knows we carry social masks. I see my masks coming up ever so often, and just I'm aware, usually I'm aware of them, and I'm not entertaining them, especially in this chapter of my life. Not only I'm not entertaining them, that I'm very actively rejecting them, not playing with them anymore. Let's say I've played enough with social roles or people pleasing, masking, like which says, of course, you have to say yes even if you want to say no. So authenticity for me is go with what is true for you in every single moment, and that seems really
Simple, and yet
it doesn't go, it goes often against societal norms, and again, it's so funny because I've studied sociology. Like, I went to study sociology precisely to understand how social roles, cultural roles and behaviors are a construct of minds, just literally constructs of human minds, including cultures, arbitrary rules that do come from an inspiration of nature and sometimes spirituality, but they are extremely personal to human societal groupal norms. So they often go against what is authentically true in a vertical kind of consciousness, in a soul kind of consciousness, and often go against an individual soul expressing truthfully. So let's say if it's a tribal kind of thing, if you say, well, I don't want to go to that ceremony because I feel I should rest, it's frowned upon. You're like, because we go there, and if you don't want to go, what's wrong with you, right? So in a cultural or a group setting, that would be frowned upon. But for me to be authentic would be to say no, because I don't want to go, and I really don't feel like going, even if it upsets the status quo. And again, usually it upsets the status quo to be authentic. So this we, when I say we, I'm not talking about the consciousness of the we. I'm talking about the cultural, which again is linked to the mind. It's not linked to the soul. Yeah, so I would let's start with that. Let's start with that, because it's a complex, layered definition.
I love
But
it.
simply, when you want to say yes, you say yes. When you want to say no, you say no. From a confident or loving position, not a fearful, right?
There you go.
Like you act on faith and love and truth, or you act on fear. So whatever
Mm-hmm.
is act on fear for me is not authentic.
Mm-hmm. I
I don't
love it.
know.
I was going to touch base.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to touch base with this particular point, the fear point. I love this very much that you said about all the social roles and how they are constructed. So it reminds me that many people have attached their identity to those social constructs. You know, we are what we've been told that we are. We are where we grew up to be. And that's where it becomes tricky. And that's why I think talking about authenticity today is more than ever precious and priority. So for me, I feel like authenticity is not an identity, but perhaps more of a way of life, right? What you choose to carry yourself to be and how you are on an everyday basis. So, like you said, you play with that, right? You have to have an intention of discovering what is real for you, what is your authenticity. So, at the beginning, for sure, you will be faced with, oh, I think that's what I want. And then as you keep going, you realize that was your ego identity making you think you wanted that, right? So that's okay, because I think finding your authenticity is a process, it's
Yeah.
a journey, and it's a way of life, right?
Yeah.
Where does it go? I think authenticity is about honoring every part of you inside of you, basically. Right. So yes, social mask is important because you live in a society. You're not perhaps there to detach yourself from it, right? Then there's this emotional part of you, the inner child in you. There's the sensitive part, there's the trigger part, there is the pride part. There's like so many parts that you don't know how to handle or how to actually navigate through it. For me, a first good step would be to actually learn how to honor and respect yourself in your inner parts, especially the heart part, especially the feelings part, because the brain, the mentality leads a lot of things in our days lives. Like a world is constantly about our thoughts, our processes, the brain operations, everything you've seen constructed around you, buildings, the wonders of the humans has been built from the brain. So now it's time to come back into your center, into your heart. So when you are shedding light to the heart, the feeling, the intuition, I think we talked about intuition too. I don't know, we'll have to check. But your intuition, then it's a really good sign that you're moving towards your authenticity, right? Because at that point, you are not giving any importance to what the norms, the social norms, what the other people think, what you should be doing. is not important anymore. What do you want according to yourself, and especially in love, in self-love, in self-care, in respect, in peace, right? So my next point about authenticity is the fear. The fear factor is a strong for me. For me, it's a strong clue that when you are acting out of fear of being judged, to be rejected, fear of not taking a shot, fear of not getting out of your comfort zone, fear of failing, fear of success, fear of something, anything. And I think people really have this anchored in us. We know when it's a fear felt base. We know when it comes from fear. Like it's just to show you how we're like souls and bodies. Like we're more than a brain, you know? Because how does the brain explain the fear? You know, how do you compute that in a scientific technologic way? Like fear is not something you can possibly draw. It's literally a feeling that people can, you know, describe on their own. So when it comes from this place, then I I believe that it's a disalignment, and I believe that you're not honoring your authenticity, because authenticity, being authentic, embracing authenticity on your everyday life is empowering, is peaceful, is loving for everyone and for yourself, is yeah, loving, empowering, and respecting. And it's just like you feel energized by it. Let me put it this way. It fills you with an energy that fear could never fill you with. It fulfills you in a way that you're just feeling stronger than ever, and you're feeling joyful, or you're feeling not necessarily joy, but something you can feel relief, right? Sometimes you can feel like free, actually. There's such a freeing space for yourself when you embrace your authenticity. You're like, wow, now I feel good. I feel free.
Love that you mentioned free.
Yeah.
And everything else, very great. I think to specify that is acknowledging every single part of you, because basically acknowledging that there is fear, it is authentic. Okay, choosing to act from fear it becomes inauthentic, because you mold yourself into something. But acknowledging feelings, acknowledging and feeling feelings as they are, is the most authentic thing. I don't know if the most, because then there's the soul, but it's very authentic. And so
I love this.
I love that you brought this point of view, because what I meant by acting on truth, and really choosing from a side that is the love of, or what's the most truth for you, does not mean that you deny, or you say, well, this is not me, and this is not. There are parts of your human construct. Okay, you're in a human body, which comes with emotions, and then you have a persona. There is a persona. So it's not to deny it, it's acknowledging that there is this emotion. And yeah, like if there's sadness, what happens sometimes, like, oh no, I'm okay, how are you, I'm okay. Like I could feel your sadness from like 3 meters away. And somehow in the social conditioning, or family conditioning, the message was, we're gonna fake sadness. Okay, we're not gonna say, if you are sad, suck it up, or act joyful. That's even like put a mask of joy on actual sadness. Like this is, it's gonna protect you. Not authentic. So the authentic is not to have it, is whatever comes, whatever. You are angered, there is anger, this is what I feel, understand why, and then of course it just dilutes. You are the light, the light of your soul, basically, is where it dilutes into. So let's say at the core, you have found that, oh, I am love, literally. Like my most authentic state, let's say, is love. But that love has no problem with emotions, actually, at all, at all, at all. So yeah,
It
to
is
be
at peace with it.
it's always at peace. What is inauthentic, I think, is to try to hide or mask it up or deny or move yourself in accordance to, let's say, you're whole, and then you just decide to, or yeah, to play it too small, you know, to say, you know, my soul is calling me somewhere and I'm literally going to stay here. It's inauthentic. It's not even regarding other people, it's regarding your own soul. Like you have you know you have an expansive calling, and you're just pretending, kind of it's kind of I'm just gonna pretend this is all that I am. Ego identity is a huge inauthentic experience. That's why it's so uncomfortable. Why is it so uncomfortable? Why is it so suffering? Because it is not an full authentic expression of who we are. So every time we're not
Pretenses.
truly, yeah, yeah.
I love
So
it.
it's not at all excluding or saying that you know, it's just the light, and to be authentic is just the, no, to be authentic at every single stage of your life is to acknowledge whatever is happening in your energy system. If there's a emotion, is an emotion. If there's a thought, there's a thought. But then also, of course, knowing thyself for me is authentic, like to knowing your, so what's behind that persona that you identify with. That it's kind of like a deeper level of authenticity
Yeah. I
until
love
you get to freedom, you see. And when you get to freedom,
it.
because in freedom you will embrace, you will allow yourself to say no when you want to say no, say yes when you want to say yes, move when you want to move, stay where you want to, and go when you need to go. Freedom, right? So
Of
again, I
course.
think it's a path. Okay, it's not a one time.
Yeah.
Today I was, yesterday I was wearing a mask and or five, and today I'm super free and goodbye the world, you know. It's
That's,
it
yeah.
layers
It's
layers of
layers.
becoming more and
Exactly.
more and more and more and more real. So it's more than okay when again, when I say false, and no judgment on that. It's just whatever imprisons you, basically. Okay, whatever makes you uncomfortable is the road of authenticity is to free it up.
I love this because it as you we're co-creating right now. So I feel inspired to say that an image come upon me, but authenticity is a synonym of honesty. So it's exactly what you just said. No hiding, no pretenses, no protections, mechanism, defensing, whatever. It's honesty. Honesty towards yourself, towards others, and it's everything in word, right? So that's why I said that authenticity is a path, a journey, because I see it like the core of your true light and authenticity. Well, we're not going to dive into it here, but obviously it's where light being part of the whole light. Like we're just big part of something else. We're not our own. Okay. So that's would be your core authenticity. And then there's this funnel. And then your journey towards authenticity is actually all of this funnel is your authenticity journey, right? So we're not expected on this life right now to, okay, I'm here, my ego identity, everything has been socialized and influenced, and I expect me to be completely at the bottom of my authenticity, not the bottom, but the high, whatever,
Yeah,
completely
yeah,
shot, right? It's your
yeah,
process, and your funnel is your path to your authenticity. Everything you're doing is your authenticity. So I see it like layers as you discover
yeah.
yourself
There's
more
layers.
of healing, right? Of
Yeah,
allowing space for being truthful, of being honest with yourself and others,
yeah,
and layers and layers. And you, as you dive deeper, you actually realizing more about who you are truthfully. So from an
yeah.
external point of view, people can see, hey, this person has changed and it's not who they are. And they said to me that they're authentic, but they have changed. So how are they authentic? Authenticity, guys,
Precisely.
is not fixed. What?
Precisely because they're
Exactly.
authentic, they've changed. They become
Exactly.
more and more authentic. Yeah.
Exactly, guys. I want us to remember authenticity is not a fixed concept. It is ever evolving, ever growing, ever shifting, and it's bigger than we can possibly imagine for ourselves. I'm just not going to dive deeper in this thing because it's just like this is the journey here. And we talked about freedom. So I feel like the importance of talking about authenticity, learning to embrace it, and actually putting efforts and intention and time into discovering yourself, guys. This is like, as I'm working with my clients, we diving deeper together, and most of them, not if not all, is coming back to a identity crisis. Identity. Who am I?
Yeah.
Who am I truly? What do I like really? What do I want really? Or who I, and they start doubting everything they've learned in the past, and this is doubt is not the best way to get to it, guys, by the way, but it's a process. But it's so interesting because with discovering your own authenticity, then not only you're free, but you are experiencing life in a new level of confidence.
Yes.
In a new level of discernment, in a new level of self-awareness. This is the best gift and the best honor you can give yourself, guys. Search, discover, and layer your authenticity.
Yeah. Beautifully said. Yeah.
So,
yeah, a layered journey to the core, back to the core. Yeah.
So why do you think it's so pertinent and actually important? I guess it's connected with me, but
look at people around us nowadays and the level of suffering that they go through. The suffering, drama. Drama for me is suffering. It's still the layer of drama, complication, chaos, confusion, fear, anxiety is so high that in itself affirms we need something else, obviously, and or patterns of things, going back to the either going back to toxic or creating toxic patterns, or again, it's just the energy is so it's like a downward spiral of not, and that does not lead to the core of who we truly are. Whereas, and if I think of the pyramid of not the pyramid, the scale of David Hawkins, I just had a flash now. I just saw how he explains the spiral. So there's the level of courage, and everything is beneath courage is fear. And literally there is a destruct. It's as if this life is destructive at this point. Like the spiral is going downwards and downwards. And people, what do we want? Like every single person, they will name everything that is up, like above courage: joy, neutrality, love, peace, abundance, like everything that's going up. So how can we are called to shift the focus, to shift this is my truth or my story, which is a downward spiral of drama, and be like, what is there a truth that is a light? Is there a truth that is inspiring? Where is love? Where is joy? Like, just asking the question, can this be lived differently? Where is the energy that I'm searching for? And can I actually shift it from within? Like, can I learn how to shift it from within? It will take you on the journey of authenticity, will allow you to just see, okay, these parts of me that are, manifesting are not taking me, they're just layers, as if, you talked about layers, as if we're peeling an onion. When you're peeling an onion, you once you take that layer, you don't take it to put it back somewhere else. You just take it in, you throw it out. Okay. Or like the rocket, when they launch rockets into space, I love to see rockets when they get launched. And there's a moment when they cannot go higher unless they drop the weights. like a part of the rocket
I
needs
see what
to
you
be
mean.
dropped, you see.
Yeah.
So was
Can
that
be
part of
more
the
light.
rocket the authentically part of it? Yeah, but it got you so far, you see. So those parts, they got you so far. Yeah, you were in your childhood, you're afraid,
Reserved.
they protect you. So it's not that they're bad, it's just they got you so far. Now, if you truly want to go up and live different states, you need to drop those, and not drop them and put them back in your kitchen. They were in the living room and now you put them. It's like a hoarding more. No, you literally need to just let them go.
I feel
And it's fearful to let go of that because you're like, no, this is because you think it's you, but it's not. It was a part of your journey, but it was never you actually. It was just a, like a coat,
a shield, a kind of
shield.
pretend shield,
Yeah. And now
no,
you're called to
a
let it
neck
go.
shell.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
core of it all, guys. Like in all the movies, you know, when they're like there's like the villain, and the villain is like a tiny little thing, and it's like in pretenses in a big armor and everything.
Yeah, yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I forgot which movie, but I remember when it was like
Maybe
a
the
little
Incredibles.
starfish behind
Yeah.
a big robot. I forgot the
Yeah,
name.
the Incredibles, I think.
If ever you remember, guys, please comment on it. But to follow on it, and the time is flying, we're gonna have to conclude. And don't you worry, guys, I feel like we can do a follow-up video episode about how to discover your authenticity, right? Like Macy, Miruna, you're not gonna just leave us hanging here. Don't you worry, of course not. um Upon we talking about Dr. Hawkins, which we love, by the way, we love this author, and worker and everything he does. I don't know all his titles. I remember him saying as well that truth is life sustaining,
Mm-hmm.
and lying, not truth, opposite of truth, whatever, is death. It's
Yeah.
not life sustaining. So you do the muscle testing. When you say a truth, it's becoming strong. Everything in yourself, in your body, everything around you is energy, is becoming strong, is sustaining. So in the same title, in the same parallel, being authentic, embracing authenticity is life sustaining. As simple as that gets. You want more success, more abundance, health, connections, whatever you possibly want that elevates your life on earth, it's life sustaining. So that's why we say it's your best honor to embrace this authenticity, because it's about honesty and truth. And when you do that, you are going to inspire others around you to be in their turn authentic as well with themselves. And then it's like a positive effect going up, right? Because like they see you, whoa, they look like so whole and free and at peace and loving, and then embracing their true self. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And then they get to do it. So it's like an effect of domino, even better, right? And I remember I did this event that's called Birthright, and one of the call that I really enjoyed, one video was from Blue Earth. I don't know her real name, guys. I'm really not good with names. And she talked about how to have a mediocre life to and shift it towards an extraordinary life. And she talked about authenticity. That was very inspiring. She was a very good spokesperson. And she actually claimed that authenticity vibrates higher than love and joy or something like that. That actually authenticity was a higher vibrations in the scale, was vibrating higher in terms of
Does
your
not surprise me.
yeah, right? And
Yeah.
in terms of the
Vibration.
frequencies. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was vibrating higher, guys. Can you believe that? So if you embrace authenticity more than joy and love, whatever, which is linked, by the way, but if you don't just focus solely on just, oh, I want to give love to everyone and be generous and just always be joyful, but actually embrace authenticity first most, you're going to vibrate even higher, and the rest going to découler. How you say that? Triple down.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's when I've like when she said that, it's just mind blowing,
It
and
is.
just
It is.
shifting a lot of things of how I approach my content, how I approach my clients, because it really comes back to authenticity
It
and
does. It does.
discernment and everything around it. But like that's That's the healing process, discovering your authenticity. It's crazy, guys. We talk about healing, we talk about stopping self-sabotaging, we talk about stopping the toxic patterns, but all of those things, the practices, is actually about discovering your authenticity, unlaying, uncovering the layers.
Yeah, uncovering the layers.
It's hand in hand. It's actually that all this time.
Yeah. Yes. And we can definitely going to follow up with another episode on this one, because we can just see what prevents, like what are the attachments that are right away coming when the moment when you say, yes, I want to be more free, yes, I want to be more, all the but they're just buts.
Okay.
But my mom, but my partner, but I live in Florida, but I don't live in Florida, but like I don't.
Excuses.
Attachments like weights. They're literally like weights. And you know, this Carolyn Miss said that the time you have to wait to see actual transformation in your life is linked to your weights, like your energy weights that you have, your attachments, your emotional wounds, the relationships that are not authentic that you still carry with you. And so you're going to wait longer. You wait as long as you wait. It's fascinating.
I love
Because
it.
we don't want to cut the waist. Like, oh, but I'm gonna be all naked, or like
you cannot have it all, guys. Yeah, it
but
comes
this
across.
is what actually prevents you from
I see.
being free.
You cannot like be free and keep the weight, basically.
Nope. No, you can't. No, you can't. And so just the whole the whole journey is us negotiating, cutting one at a time, or not cutting and suffering, and the how fast can we get rid of those so that we're free. Because to be free does have, you know, they say a price, but the price is literally to get rid of, to surrender, to release what weighs you down. So it's not like you know, the price to pay, but your life will change, your surroundings will change, the people that surround you will change. This is how it goes. So, and this is why also it is a personal choice, and not many choose it, and I understand. But we're here to say that they're free to choose in their own pace, just like we are choosing in our own pace.
And that's when I find professional supporters in the field, coaches, or whatever you want to call it. I don't like the term that, but mentors, therapists, that's where they can find its relevance, because what I do personally, I cannot speak for other professionals, but what I do personally is that you help them take an inch, a tiny step, and that allows you to actually tiptoe and say, okay, I'm tiptoeing in the water. Okay, toe is not that cold, it's not that bad. Let me put that on my knee. And then you slowly diving into it. And I think what people stops most of the time from is because they're like, I have to plunge fully. It doesn't have to be like that, guys.
No, it doesn't have to.
When you have the right accompaniment, you can actually experience it slowly. And I'm telling you, once you try it, you cannot go back. When you try the water of the truth and authenticity, guys,
you want to bathe in it all the time.
Bathe in it all the time. You're gonna rest in it, and it's just like your mind is stopping you because you think it's a big jump and a big plunge. But we've done it, guys. We've done it once at a time, and we're still doing it today. We're still experiencing how to discover and uncover our authenticity. So it's like it's a journey, guys. It's all okay. It's all good. You're gonna survive. You're actually gonna thrive.
You're gonna thrive, yeah.
Hallelujah.
Beautiful. We're gonna go more into it next time. Yes.
Such a fun concept.
Yes.
Thank you very much, everyone. Time has flown as usual.
Thank you all.
In our next episode. This one was the 21st. Miruna, you were right.
Oh, okay. Well, I was already in the so you were already in the 22nd, because that's how fast we can get. Perfect. It's coming soon.
There you go, coming soon. And we'll see you as usual next week, guys. Thank you so much. Don't hesitate to reach out to us if you have any questions, comments, or inspiration topics you would like for us to talk.
Blessings. We'll see you very, very soon. Bye, everyone.